There you are, ghoulies. Here we are once again on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater. Pearl is back in the house. Igor is in attendance, and Bradley the Gorilla has come to put us sort of in odorama. No, that's a John Waters thing.
Yeah.
No, not John Waters. Is it John Waters?
Oh yeah, he did. He was inspired by the odoramas. Yeah.
I thought I was getting confused though, but yeah, Pink Flamingo's director did do Polyester. That's right.
Polyester.
Stiv Bators is in Polyester.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. How about that?
God bless John Waters.
Well, we won't be showing Polyester on Crimson Theater anytime soon, but we encourage you to see those movies. Nevertheless, we have William in the castle tonight. I mean, we're showing William Castle films, a couple in a row here. And tonight's, of course, House on Haunted Hill. Yeah. It's a very modern-looking haunted house. Supposed to be an insane asylum, former insane asylum in the movie. And Vincent Price is a millionaire who's offered $1 million for any one of his guests that can stay in the mansion overnight. Yes. And of course, there's a good group of people. His wife is, very unhappy with Vincent Price, and she kind of, I don't know, she gets what a good wife deserves. Anyway, Vincent Price, the price is always right on Crimson Theater.
Exactly, yes. You can't go wrong.
Nope. Born in St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes, and you, honestly, when I found out that he was born in St. Louis, I was like, there's no way. Like, he's got to be from, like, Liverpool or something.
Well, he never really had a British accent, but he speaks proper English, and he's very articulate. Yes. So, so that's what one assumes. And that it really might be the case where he had a strive for that sort of thing. And it relates to another actor from Lost in Space, Jonathan Harris.
Yes.
Dr. Smith always had that Shakespearean persona about him. Well, he's from the Bronx, so he had to really work at that.
Yeah.
And by the way, Dr. Smith was actually married to a woman because, as June Lockhart said, Dr. Smith was definitely
different.
Dr. Smith, I don't know, but and he took over the show. Can you believe that? I don't know how that could have happened, but interesting stuff here. But Vincent Price is on a roll. Another movie like The Fly, where I think that solidified his career in horror films. I mean, there was no doubt about it. The mold had been cast for Vincent Price.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of one of the iconic early haunted house movies, very inspired, I think, by The Haunting of Hill House, the book by Shirley Jackson. I believe
was wondering if William Castle imagined himself to be sort of the B-rate Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, I wonder.
I don't know.
But I think he's A-rate.
But he definitely had, for this movie, they had an in-theater gimmick called Emergo.
Oh, yeah.
which a skeleton flew across the actual theater in the audience. I don't know if anybody had any idea that was coming.
I wish that I could have been there to see that. A skeleton flying. Like you see people on those,
a deliberate attempt to cause entropy in the theater. Certainly interesting stuff right there. Yeah. And of course, his other movie, which we're going to have to get to, The Tingler, they had a buzzer in some of the seats.
Yeah.
And when it showed The Tingler, if you were lucky, you got the buzzer. Imagine the hysteria and chaos that enthralled in the theater. Now, you got to remember, this is way before Rocky Horror came along with all its shenanigans of popcorn, toilet paper, and newspapers.
Right. I mean, the worst they had back then was, was 3D even a thing back then? The little blue and red glasses?
Yeah, about the 50s. Yeah, I believe so, because House of Wax was in 3D. Yeah. And actually, I saw it in 3D at the theater, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
It really worked. It was really, you kind of understand, if you grew up and you saw it. I grew up watching House of Wax on a television, and to be in a theater with 3D glasses on, you're in the television. I mean,
it changes the whole experience, you know.
But Vincent Price, I guess he got lumped into these movies. He had an early career. He was in a lot of stuff, just like John Carradine, but they were never going to give him the leading man role. They just didn't think, you know, he was kind of too articulate. And the leading men of the time were a little more rugged and, you know, rough
like
on the edges.
An everyman, and Vincent Price is just a little bit elevated.
He's a little bit above other men.
Yes.
And one time, Igor, we made him like other men.
Oh, yes.
But fortunately, it reverted because we were getting cards and letters about how horrific it was. I mean, just brought down the house. I have gotten a complaint, Igor. I've been getting emails from an Irene, okay? And she says, I don't know, she's got some kind of problem with you, or I think it's obsession myself.
Oh, yeah,
so
maybe.
hopefully, maybe we can bring her on the show in the future and
maybe.
And straighten it out. What do you think about that, Igor?
That's a good idea.
You know this Irene?
No, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
You got a picture?
Interesting.
Huh?
You got a picture?
No, but I got a bucket of Visine.
Oh, well, okay. That's a start.
Anyway,
Just in
Louise,
case. Just in case.
William Castle, you know, he did a lot of great films. Mr. Sardonicus is one of them. We'll have to revisit that one too.
Yes.
But he always had a gimmick behind his movie. Mm-hmm. He knew how to play it. I'm sure he realized he wasn't going for the Academy Award with any of his films.
Sure.
But I think he was quite happy with his body of work. Mm-hmm. And all his movies do kind of have a similar feel to them.
Yes. Almost as if they could take place in the same universe and be part of an extended story of strangeness and weirdness.
And all his little gimmicks and narrations make it all the more fun. So let's get right into it now. That's right. House on Haunted Hill, starring Vincent Price. Great film.
The ghosts are moving tonight, restless, hungry. May I introduce myself? I'm Watson Pritchard. In just a minute, I'll show you the only really haunted house in the world. Since it was built a century ago, 7 people, including my brother, have been murdered in it. Since then, I've owned the house. I've only spent one night there, and when they found me in the morning, I was almost dead.
I'm Frederick Lauren, and I've rented the house on Haunted Hill tonight so that my wife can give a party. A haunted house party. She's so amusing. There'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited. If any of you will spend the next 12 hours in this house, I'll give you each $10,000, or your next of kin in case you don't survive. Ah, but here come our other guests. It was my wife's idea to have our guests come in funeral cars. She's so amusing. Her sense of humor is, shall we say, original. I dreamed up the hearse. It's empty now, but after a night in the house on Haunted Hill, who knows? This is Lance Schroeder, a test pilot, so no doubt a brave man. But don't you think you can be much braver if you're paid for it? And I happen to know that Lance needs the $10,000 I'll give him, if he's brave enough to stay all night. This is Ruth Bridges. You've no doubt read her column in the newspapers. She says her reason for coming to the party is to write a feature article on ghosts. She's also desperate for money, gambles. You've already met Watson Pritchard, A man living in mortal fear of a house, and yet he is risking his life to spend another night here. I wonder why. He says for money. This is Dr. David Trent, a psychiatrist. He claims that my ghost will help his work on hysteria. But don't you see a little touch of greed there? Around the mouth and eyes? This is Nora Manning. I picked her from the thousands of people who work for me because she needed the 10,000 more than most. Supports her whole family. Isn't she pretty? The party's starting now, and you have until midnight to find the house on Haunted Hill.
Well, where is everybody?
It isn't a very warm welcome, is it?
Only the ghosts in this house are glad we're here.
Are we all strangers to each other? Don't you two know each other?
I'm afraid I don't even know your name.
I'm Nora Manning.
Lance Schroeder.
Is Frederick Lauren a friend of yours?
I've heard of him, but I've never met him.
I work for one of his companies, but I've never seen him.
I've never met the man either. Just a phone call. Do you know him?
No,
Well, then you're the only one of us who does.
I don't know him. All the details about renting the house were done by mail.
He's quite wealthy, isn't he?
Millions.
And 5 wives, I believe.
4, I think, so far.
A $50,000 party for only 5 people is a little steep, even for a millionaire.
Well, if I were going to haunt anybody, this would certainly be the house I'd do it in.
Who closed the door?
This thing's made of solid steel.
Annabelle. Our guests are here, unfortunately still alive. Is your face on yet?
Dust and dirt everywhere, and the water barely trickles. Couldn't you have had the place cleaned?
Atmosphere, darling. You know how ghosts are. They never tidy up. And that's a very fetching outfit, but hardly suitable for a party.
I'm not going to the party.
The spend-the-night ghost party was your idea, remember? Since it's going to cost me $50,000, I want you to have fun.
The party was my idea until you invited all the guests. Why all these strangers? Why none of our friends?
Friends? Do we have any friends?
No, your jealousy took care of that.
I had a reason for inviting each guest. I wanted kind of a cross-section. From psychiatrist to typist, and from drunk to jet pilot. They share one thing. They all need money. Now let's see if they're brave enough to earn it.
And you call this a party?
Could be.
Why do you always do that? It spoils the champagne.
It might explode.
Never does.
Would you guarantee that?
That isn't funny, Frederick.
Make a good headline. Playboy kills wife with champagne cork. Will you join me?
No, thank you.
Just a sip might improve your humor.
My humor is fine, thanks. And I haven't poisoned it.
It's always good to know that. Have some. You'll enjoy the party more. Go on.
Your trust is so touching. And I'm not going to the party.
Of all my wives, you're the least agreeable.
But still alive.
Would you go away for $1 million tax-free? You want it all, don't you?
I deserve it all. Your jealousy isn't tax-free. And your possessiveness is maddening.
If ever a man had grounds for divorce,
But can't prove them.
the time will come. You'll slip up one of these days.
Think so?
If I live long enough. You remember the fun we had when you poisoned me?
Something you ate, the doctor said.
Yes. Arsenic on the rocks. Annabelle, you'd do it again if you thought you could get away with it, wouldn't you?
Darling, what makes you think that?
Something about you. I hear that hanging is very uncomfortable, in case you get any more ideas. Now, don't let the ghosts and the ghouls disturb you, darling.
Darling, the only ghoul in the house is you.
And don't sit up all night thinking of ways to get rid of me. It makes wrinkles.
This is what she used on my brother and her sister. Hacked them to pieces. We found parts of the bodies all over the house, in places you wouldn't think. The funny thing is the heads have never been found. Hands and feet and things like that. But no heads.
The wife, probably in a rage, threatened her husband with a knife and then, carried away by hysteria, took a swing at him and simply went on from there.
She certainly went on. How many people did she kill, Mr. Pritchard?
Only two. Her husband and her sister. No one else was here.
So there are two loose heads just floating around in here somewhere?
You can hear them at night. They whisper to each other and then cry.
Since our host isn't here, would anyone care to mix me a drink?
Certainly. What will you have?
Good evening. I'm your host, Frederick Loren. Since we're all strangers to each other, let's get acquainted with a drink, shall we?
Mr. Loren, I advise you to call this party off now. The ghosts are already moving, and that's a bad sign.
Let me apologize for my wife. She'll join us later. What do you have?
Scotch and.
Doctor?
I'll have the same.
Now, before the party begins, let's go over the details. The caretakers will leave at midnight, locking us in here until they come back in the morning. Once the door is locked, there's no way out. The windows have bars that a jail would be proud of, and the only door to the outside locks like a vault. There's no electricity, no phone, no one within miles, so no way to call for help.
Like a coffin.
So if any of you decide not to stay for the party, you must let me know before midnight. Of course, if you leave, I shan't be able to pay you anything.
I'm interested in your reasons for this, party. Aside from the pleasant company.
Ghosts, Doctor. I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost. And now my wife has given us all the opportunity to find out.
Amusing. Ghosts, etc., being only creations of hysteria, your party should be a success.
Well, Pritchard here promises us genuine ghosts.
7 now. Maybe more before morning.
That's cheerful.
4 men have been murdered in this house. And 3 women.
You planned your party very well, Mr. Loren. 4 of us are men, 3 are women. A ghost for everybody.
And Pritchard, why don't you take us on a tour through the house and let's see what happens, huh?
See that stain? Blood. A young girl was killed here. And whatever got her wasn't human. Don't stand there.
What do you mean? Where?
It's too late. They've marked you.
Ridiculous. The roof probably leaks.
Oh, that must be what it is. Who would want to haunt me?
I would say any self-respecting male ghost.
I hope it doesn't come back.
Well, Mr. Pritchard, you're the life of the party.
He hasn't even started yet. Wasn't there a man who threw his wife into a wine vat or something?
That was in the cellar. There's been a murder almost every place in this house. All this belonged to a Mr. Norton, who didn't die here. He was electrocuted later. Mr. Norton did a good deal of experimenting with wines, but his wife didn't think it was any good. So he filled the vat with acid and threw her in. She was supposed to stay down, but the bones came up. It's a funny thing, but none of the murders here were just ordinary. Just shooting or stabbing. They've all been sort of wild, violent, and different.
Look out!
God, she didn't fall in.
You mean there's still acid in there?
Destroys everything with hair and flesh. Just leaves the bones. My, it's dry and dusty down here.
Well, there's a cure for that upstairs. Come on.
How'd you get invited to this party? No. Oh, go on. I mean, what did he tell you?
Mr. Lawrence said everybody'd get $10,000.
But he didn't say anything about being locked in.
No.
He just made a deal with me on the phone, but nothing about having to stay.
Aren't you going to stay?
If I don't, I lose $10,000.
I'm going to stay, too. $10,000.
Yeah. You believe in ghosts?
I don't know.
Well, I agree with what that doc says. You can spook yourself. I've done it in planes. Seen things that weren't really there. Or were they? What are you going to do with your $10,000? If we get it.
What do you mean, if we get it? Won't he pay us if we stay?
Ah, sure he will. 10,000 is no more to him than a nickel is to us.
We were in an automobile accident. Now I'm the only one in the family who can make any money.
Boy, I've never seen so many doors. Closet. Bottles.
Does it go anywhere? Lance! Lance! Please, come on.
Did she say Lance is gone? Gone where?
We'll have to break it down. It's locked.
Locked? You all right? Nothing that money won't cure. I must have bumped my head.
And the only way you could bump your head in here is to run head on into the wall. You didn't do that, did you? Let's get a bandage on that.
I wonder why they didn't kill him.
Who?
He didn't bump his head. They hit him.
They?
There you are, ghoulies. Well, what could go wrong here? I mean, the soup is boiling over here. Pretty creepy situation.
Something's boiling.
Uh-huh. Well, the wife isn't happy.
No.
She's not happy with Vincent. It never really goes into why exactly, I don't believe. But, you know, he's getting frustrated with that. And the guests, there's murder on a ticket and rifles and guns. And Skeletal remains.
Oh my goodness, the skeletal remains. Just wait for that one.
Yeah, the Emergo. Fortunately, we can't have a skeleton emerge from your television set and go into the audience. You could just mentally put yourself there.
Right,
Yeah.
or you could rig up your own Emergo and just have a skeleton flying through your house.
There you go.
25 miles an hour.
Yeah, so get those skeletons out of the closet and string them up in the living room. There you go.
Make them do a little dance.
Yeah. Bradley, you're looking a little confused back there. Bradley, you did make the T-shirt, the new T-shirt design. There's a great picture of him climbing the WLIP tower.
Oh yes.
Holding my guitar, the
Yeah.
hook. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
that?
you're on the shirt too, Igor.
Oh, I know.
So it's good to have Bradley in the house.
See?
Well, guess we'll have to get some monkey movies, some gorilla themed stuff.
Yeah, we'll do another monkey marathon.
Conga, we got to get Conga.
Yeah.
Yeah. There, he's excited. He's happy.
Yes. I think Bradley being on the shirt warrants him to be included in our little gang again.
Well,
you know?
Bradley has a long history of nefarious activity on Crimson Theater.
True, but perhaps I think he's been a little reformed. Isn't that right, Bradley?
Well,
Yes.
yeah, just like Igor, that time in the pen just it works out. They don't want to go back.
Hey,
Of
stick 'em in
course,
the
Igor had that little trouble with the lampetic compression device. We got to keep him away from those things.
Oh, I got the full pardon. I'm good to go.
We're waiting on it.
Anyway, another great Vincent Price film, and there's so many. I really like Vincent Price's Dr. Phibes.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was really a good
That's
one.
a
Of course,
good
all
one.
the Roger Corman, Vincent Price, Edgar Allan Poe collaborations are fantastic.
Oh, my
and
God, yes.
I know we've shown some of those. Maybe we'll go back to them. And we've got to get the crawling eye for Igor.
Yes.
Maybe, you wonder if Irene's sort of like a crawling eye.
Maybe. We'll have to see. I'm sure she's a fan.
Well, she's a fan of Igor's. Yeah,
Oh, a fan of Igor's, yes, of course.
But she seems like it's a double-edged sword because it seems like she's kind of got a problem with her. I don't know. Did she try to, Facebook friend you and you denied her or something, Igor?
Well, it's a very good possibility.
Yeah. He likes
No
to turn them
picture.
down.
No picture included. I couldn't, I had to make a judgment call.
These Facebook requests are out of control. What these people are they have one profile picture.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's like, get out of here. What are you fishing for?
I see you. I see what you're doing. Weirdo.
Oh, yeah. Well, imagine that. Weirdos on the internet.
Who knew?
I mean, Crimson Theater's a safe place. There's a few weirdos here once in a
Right.
while, but
But we're good weirdos. We're fine.
Well, that depends on who you ask.
Well, that's true.
Anyway, William Castle, God, he's just a guy after my own heart. I mean, definitely great films, great ideas. Emergo, come on now.
I know. So good. It's got a little bit of a camp twist to it that I do love.
I think he knew that when he was making it.
Yes, oh my God.
This is no different right here. Vincent Price. I don't think Vincent Price did too many of his other movies, though. I don't believe
Not
so.
that I can
don't
think
know.
of. Yeah.
He's not in Mr. Sardonicus. Oh, is he in The Tingler?
I don't know.
Oh, how we should know these things.
Oh,
huh?
God.
I believe he is.
I think you're right. I think
believe
he
he
is
is.
in The Tingler.
If anybody
Well, how
would
could
know-
Vincent Price turn down a title like The Tingler? I mean,
Right. Yeah. I couldn't.
Great stuff here on Crimson Theater. Looking forward to summer, the parade
Yes.
again, the Kenosha Civics Veterans Parade.
Yes, indeed. Yes, and we will be out. And are we taking the hearse?
Well, of course.
Yes.
Oh, well,
obviously.
I don't know what else we take.
Right. Hoof it. Walk.
Huh?
That would suck. Walk the whole way.
I've done it before.
Well, I did it last year.
In
hey,
platforms.
In platforms, yes. You know what I mean.
And I did the model walk too with the feet in front of me.
The Balenciaga walk.
But yeah, we've done the parade for several years. It's always a good time. Very unique Kenosha parade.
Yeah.
I actually like the new parade route much better than the old one.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it goes
I
through
like
downtown.
It
I know it was
7th
going through
Avenue.
downtown, but then at the end, and then once Uptown got burned.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, here we are. We're back. We're recovered. Parade still goes on.
Yep, there you go. Great parade. So stick around and get right back into it now. House on Haunted Hill, starring Vincent Price on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater.
Nora, when you came in, you said something about a ghost.
There was something.
What did it look like?
Well, it was wearing a black thing that went all the way to the floor.
Weren't you a little frightened at the time?
Well, yes.
That, Mr. Loren, is hysteria.
But then, Doctor, how do you explain what happened to Lance? Was that hysteria, too?
You better get that checked in a day or so.
Thanks, Doc. Wait for me in the hall.
The ghosts are coming closer, Mr. Loren.
You really believe in your pet ghost, don't you, Pritchard?
Before the night's over, you will, too.
Would you like a drink, Lance?
No, thanks.
I'd like one. Scotch and. Mr. Loren, are you really going to pay anyone who stays all night?
Certainly. $10,000.
Will there be much red tape or delay?
In a hurry, dear?
Frankly, yes. Or frantically.
There you are, my dear.
Someone or something was in here when I came in. But where? And if the door was locked, how did it get out? What you saw might have been a ghost, Nora, but what was in here with me was no ghost.
I don't know. I was so scared.
Does it sound different to you?
Yes.
Three, 6, 9, 12. 12 feet. Three, 6. Now, I'm going to knock on the other wall. When you hear me, you knock on this wall. Tap lower down. Where'd it come from?
From in here.
What if it ran out of here? I'd have seen it.
Lance, it doesn't run. It just floats.
Yeah, but why didn't I see it?
You don't believe me.
Well, how can I?
I'm Annabelle Loren. You must be Miss Manning. I realize this is a very unusual and I'm afraid very dull party. Wouldn't you like to freshen up? This is your room. Depressing, isn't it?
I doubt if I'll spend much time here.
It's going to rain. Perfect atmosphere for my husband's party. Why did you come here?
He said he'd give me $10,000.
Why did he pick you?
I don't know. My supervisor just came and said I'd been invited.
How long have you known my husband?
I just met him tonight.
So? Why you? What were you doing wandering around by yourself?
Well, I was in the cellar with Lance, Mr. Schroeder, and I just left, that's all.
Don't do it again. Don't go anywhere in this house by yourself. Now fix your face and I'll come by for you in a few minutes.
But
You're in danger. We all are.
But who?
I hope for your sake you never find out. I'm Annabelle Lauren. Were you looking for something?
Not exactly.
Are you the doctor?
No, I'm Lance Schroeder.
The pilot. You've hurt yourself.
Oh, it's just a bump on the head. Which is my room?
I believe this is it.
Thank you, Mrs. Lauren.
Annabelle Lance. You were with the young girl in the cellar. Why was she so upset?
Was she?
And you don't look like the type to go around bumping his head. What really happened, Lance?
Well, Nora thought she saw a ghost, but I didn't see anything.
She was just frightened then.
And mad at me, I think. I kidded her about it.
I wouldn't joke about anything else that happens here tonight.
Now, don't tell me you're taking all this seriously.
Aren't you?
Well, I'd like to find out what hit me.
Lance. If I need help, may I count on you?
Sure, I guess so. Look, what's going on here anyway? I mean, what is with this party bit?
This is no party. He's planning something.
Your husband?
I wish I knew what it was.
Must be pretty big if he's going to lay out 50,000.
The money doesn't mean anything. He has a reason for getting us all up here to this dreadful old house.
Well, what for? He doesn't even know us.
Maybe that's exactly why you're here.
Well, what can he get away with?
Oh, he thinks that big money like his can get away with anything. You know, of course, that I'm his fourth wife. The first simply disappeared. The other two died. Lance, I don't want to join them.
You mean he,
Oh, his doctor said they died of heart attacks. 2 girls in their 20s.
Well, what can he do?
My husband is sometimes insane with jealousy. Nothing matters to him then. Please be careful.
Would he hurt you?
He would kill me if he could.
Annabelle, you're missing all the fun. Nora Manning was almost killed by a falling chandelier. The pilot bashed his head in.
Is he badly hurt?
The Saturnine psychiatrist bandaged him up. Don't you want to go and console him, as you do most men, in your fashion?
You're so clever, Frederick.
Yes, I lie awake nights wondering why I married you. It was rather a mistake.
You didn't marry me, dear. I married you. Unpleasant, but no mistake.
Hurry up.
Frederick, for the last time, I'm not going to your party.
And for the last time, it's not my party, but yours. And you are going.
I am not.
You ready, dear?
No.
Are you ready, dear?
Yes, damn you.
Would you adore me as much if I were poor? No. All you want to be is a lovely widow. It's almost time to lock up the house. And then your party will really begin. I wonder how it'll end. to midnight, Lance.
Okay. I'll be down in a minute.
Who is it?
Your host, my dear. It's almost midnight, Nora. We're all going to get together down in the living room.
All right, Mr. Loren. I'll be right down.
Come with us. Come with us before he kills you. Where's Nora? Miss Manning.
I don't want to stay here.
Nora, what happened? That's Jonas Slides and his wife. They've been caretakers here for years. She's blind, you know.
I'm not going to stay here.
Well, Doctor, it looks like we have a real case of hysteria on our hands.
I think she's just a little upset, not hysterical.
Good evening.
Hello, my dear. This is my wife. These are our guests. Ruth Bridges, Dr. Trent. You know Watson Pritchard, of course. Nora Manning, and this is Lance Schroeder.
Get me out of here.
Now, what about the 10,000?
I don't care. He wants to kill me.
Who wants to kill you?
Mr. Loren.
May I have your attention, please? I think you all remember the bargain we made about staying all night. $10,000 apiece. If any of you don't survive, $50,000 will be divided amongst the rest of you. If I should die, you will be paid by my estate. When the door is locked from the outside by the caretakers, we'll all be forced to stay in this house until morning. If any of you decide not to stay, you must leave with the caretakers now. You won't have a chance to change your minds later, because there'll be no way to get out.
I don't want to stay.
Wait.
Midnight yet? Who told them they could leave?
They never leave before midnight.
Well, they've gone now. I was going to ask you whether you wanted to stay or not, but it seems that the caretakers have made the decision for you. We're all locked in now.
But I don't want to stay.
And I'm sorry, my dear, but it's too late now.
Darling, haven't you had enough of the silly game? Get some cars up here for these people and let them go home. But pay them first.
This is your party, remember? In spite of my wife's faith in my ability to do the impossible, we will all have to stay in this house until 8 o'clock in the morning. But we have some party favors for you in these little coffins. my wife's idea. I must say, I think it's rather dangerous. I suppose you all know how to use one of these things, but in case you don't, you just press down on this lever with your thumb and then pull the trigger. You see, they're loaded.
These are no good against the dead, only the living.
Doctor? Lance? Nora?
Go ahead, take it.
Miss Bridges? And here's yours, dear.
I don't need it.
It was your idea. Who knows, you may want to use it on me before this night is over.
Throw these guns away. They won't do you any good.
I agree with Pritchard on that point, although not for the same reason.
Dr. Trent, don't you approve of our little party favors?
Suppose Nora had had a gun when she mistook the blind woman for a ghost.
I don't think anyone else is going to walk around in total darkness.
Oh, I'm sure we're not going to go running around the house shooting each other, aren't you?
Who knows? Fear makes people do amazing things.
Mr. Pritchard, you said your sister-in-law killed a man and a woman here and cut them up? You said they found hands and feet, but they never found any heads. Would you like to see one of those heads? Would you all like to see one of those heads? Well then, just follow me.
Darling, I really don't need this.
Just go look in my suitcase. Just go look. But it was in there. A woman's head.
Nora, I think you're a little upset. Would you care for a sedative?
Get out! Get out, all of you! All of you, get out of here and leave me alone! Just get out of here!
You think it's all right to leave her by herself, Doctor?
I wish she'd taken the sedative.
Well, what do you suppose she thought she saw?
They're closing in on her.
Look, Doc, I think somebody ought to stay with her.
There could be 1,000,000 people around her. But if they wanted her, they'd get her.
What if he's right?
He's too drunk to know what he's talking about.
I wonder. I'll join you in a minute.
Do you think it would do any good if you went in and talked to her?
Well, do you think there really was a head in her suitcase?
I don't know.
A thing like that would put me right over the edge.
But would you sort of stay up here, I mean, in case she needs help?
All right. I'll be in my room. Just call it.
Thanks.
Are you sure there are only 7 people in this house?
Positive, except for the ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts, nor in frightening women. In Nora's case, it's gone far enough. Perhaps too far.
What do you suggest we do about it, Doctor?
Don't frighten her anymore.
Nora? 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 do you know about this?
They've taken her. In a little while, she'll be one of them.
Where's Norton? Where is she?
It's too late. It's too late. You'll never find her again.
Pritchard, if you know where she is, you better tell me now.
She's gone. She's gone with them. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Lay her down.
Nora?
She's dead, Mr. Loren. Your wife hanged herself.
Suicide.
Oh, there you are, Ghoulies, and we're really getting into the thick of things here.
Oh,
House on Haunted Hill, William Castle, gimmicks and tricks and all kinds of fun going on.
Yes, indeed, and flying skeletons and
I don't know if
acid
we've-
baths. Are we to that point in the movie yet? Do we know?
We leave that up to our maestro, Jason.
Yes.
If that's been planted or not.
Right.
You know, the Vincent Price was in probably the mother of all acid bath movies. Scream, Scream, and Scream Again.
Oh God, I've
This
never seen
movie,
that one.
seriously, I don't think I saw the trailer at the Roosevelt Theater, and actually, I didn't go. It looked too scary for me.
Wow.
And I saw it later as an adult,
Whoa.
you know. But well, they chained some guy up to a bumper of a car, and he's supposed to be some transmuted superhuman, and he pulls his hand out of the cuff. I don't know. There's something about it, and then the acid bath part.
Oh,
but
God.
Vincent Price emerges at one point from the acid bath unscathed.
Oh, nice.
He's acid proof.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an early Toxic Avenger.
Huh?
It's like an early Toxic Avenger.
Well, he didn't look too toxic, but another interesting film from back in the day. They got like pretty crazy late 60s, 70s.
Yeah. Is that one that maybe we can show on here someday, or is it?
I think we could probably show Scream, Scream, and Scream Again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful title, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is more like a 70s Vincent Price movie after he did the Roger Corman films. You know, Fall of the House Usher is a great one. Of course, he's in Haunted Palace, which is another H.P. Lovecraft film story. Yeah. So, you know, he'd be good at Lovecraft. I thought they did a good job with the Haunted Palace of recreating the atmosphere of Lovecraft, even though that needs a much bigger budget to do it on a grand scale as Lovecraft would have done.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And,
but when you get that atmosphere right, it is perfect.
I think the movie Dagon was the peak. If you've seen that one. I wish we
Yeah.
could show that at Crimson Theater, but we'd have to add it to ending.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Which I don't know. I don't know if that's the way that Lovecraft really wrote it, but it's kind of got the same ending as what's the film? Now I can't think. Oh, Lair of the White Worm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Ken Russell films are always a real treat.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've seen Lair of the White Worm?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a great, with Hugh Grant, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Before he got naughty and got in trouble.
Yeah.
The celebrities, I don't know.
Something happens, man. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You get enough money, you get enough power, you're like, I need to start doing some weird
Turn out
stuff.
brain dead.
Yeah.
Turn out brain dead.
Yeah, I've heard about Igor and his wild Visine parties, though, you know.
Well.
Hey, I made sure everybody was taken care of.
Okay. On that note, you get right into it. House on Haunted Hill at Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater.
the matter?
He tried to kill me. He grabbed me and choked me and put me in that room. And then he went away and left me.
Who?
He thought I was dead.
Who?
Mr. Lord.
Are you sure about this?
I don't know. It was dark, but it must have been him.
Has anybody seen you since he left you?
I heard some people in that room, but I went by and nobody saw me.
Mrs. Lauren is dead.
But how?
Lauren said she committed suicide, but I think somebody killed her.
Him.
I'm sure you've come to the same conclusion I have.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, let's all have a meeting, discuss what to do. The living room?
Okay, in a minute. I've got to go downstairs. Now, you lock yourself in here and don't let anybody know you're here. If he thinks you're dead, he won't come here. And I'll get back as soon as I can. You'll be all right. And if you have to, you use it. So beautiful. So greedy. So cold. What are you doing in here?
Wait. Don't wait.
What do you mean coming in here?
I didn't want them to take her away.
You're drunk.
They will if you don't watch her.
You're drunk. All right, out with it, Bridget. Why did you come into this room?
I'm the only one who understands.
Understands what?
Your wife isn't there anymore. She's already joined them.
Look, Bridget, I've had enough of your spook talk. Get out, you sot, and don't come back into this room again.
Where's what's-her-name? Nora.
I didn't disturb her since I don't think this concerns her.
No, you're right.
Mr. Lauren, isn't there some way we can get out of this house now?
No, none at all.
We could try breaking out.
The only door to the outside is made of steel. The bars of the windows are set in solid stone. We gotta stay.
I'm not afraid of your ghosts, Bridget. but I am afraid. When we came here a few hours ago, the only thing we had in common was the $10,000 we'd get. Now, however, we share something else. The death of Mrs. Lauren. So far tonight, one of us was almost killed by a falling chandelier. One of us was mysteriously slugged. One of us has been driven to the brink of absolute hysteria, and one of us is dead. Were these accidents? Suicide? And we must stay here for 6 more hours.
6 hours? 6 of us. Time enough.
Who will be next? How will it happen?
Let me ask you a question, Doctor. You were the first one to see my wife there. Did you also see anything that she could have climbed up on and then jumped?
No.
Did any of you? There was nothing. How then did she get up there so high?
Exactly, Mr. Lauren. How? She couldn't have pulled herself up there. She couldn't have dropped from the ceiling. Do you think your wife killed herself?
No. She was murdered by one of you.
Or you, Mr. Lauren. To deliberately kill someone, you must have a reason.
We were all strangers to your wife. Only you had a motive for murder.
What husband hasn't at some time wanted to kill his wife? What husband hasn't had 1,000 opportunities to do it in such a way so that he'd never be suspected? I'm not such a fool as to hang my wife from a ceiling by a rope.
The fact remains that you, or one of us, murdered Mrs. Lauren. And that's a matter for the police.
So how do we get the police?
That's my point. We can't until morning. What began as a silly party given by an eccentric has now involved us all in murder.
For once, Pritchard may be right. If another murder's in the works, let's stop it now.
Another murder.
Why not? Maybe one of us saw too much.
Why should even a millionaire want to give each of us $10,000 to spend one night in a gloomy old house? To see some ghosts, have a party? No.
Have you finished trying me, Doctor? And is the verdict guilty of murder?
Oh, this isn't getting us anywhere. Somebody killed Mrs. Lauren. We know that. One of us is guilty and the rest of us are innocent, okay. Now, what we have to do for the next 6 hours is protect ourselves from each other.
You really think?
I don't think anything. I just know that I'm going to my room. And if anybody comes in, I'll shoot him. Or her.
And if we all stay in our rooms, we'll be safe. Because the innocent will have no reason to leave his room. And the guilty will admit his guilt if he or she does.
And we all have guns.
And we're all agreed?
Oh, I wish this night were over.
Rooms? Guns? I tell you, it doesn't make any difference. They aren't through with us yet.
What's the use of saying goodnight?
Good night.
Good night, Doctor.
all gone to their rooms and locked themselves in.
Lance, I've been thinking. It was so dark down there. Maybe it wasn't Mr. Lorne.
It was him, all right. He tried to kill you, and he did kill his wife.
How can you be so sure?
She tried to warn me, ask me to help her. The doc thinks he's going to try and kill one of us. Now, there must be a way out of this place, and I'm going to find it and get the police before he does.
I'm going with you.
Well, if he finds out you're alive... No, Nora. You're safer here than any place else. Now, just lock yourself in and keep quiet. If I find a way out, I'll come back and get you.
And admission of guilt, Doctor?
Certainly not. There's either somebody else in this house or one of us has left his room. Did you hear anything?
Organ music?
That, and someone walking.
You got yours? Ready?
You look downstairs, and I'll look up here.
Why not together?
There may be only minutes, seconds left of someone's life. Why waste time?
Oh, there you are, Ghoulies. Things are really ramping up here on
Oh,
House
yeah.
on Haunted Hill. What a premise! What a crazy looking house. Actually,
truly.
not at all like a sort of a Gothic castle mansion or something. Very more modern art, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little brutalist almost. which
Yeah,
is
and there's
interesting.
actually I shouldn't point it. I won't say where, but there is a house in Kenosha that reminds me of that place. Yeah, interesting. But it was not a former asylum or prison or whatever it is.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, I hear they like to do these haunted houses in old prisons and insane asylums and stuff.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And I'm just wondering about the Zuju with all that, though. You know what I mean? You got stuff that happened there.
Yeah.
You might have some real hauntings. There's some real energies in there.
Ooh, cool.
Huh?
Cool. Let's go.
Right? Yeah.
I
want to
don't
go
know.
talk to the
Because
ghosts.
it's not all positive, you know.
Yeah. I remember I went through the old Joliet prison haunted house, and then like some of the guides that were ushering us in were telling us like, yeah, we have actual ghosts here from when it was a real prison. So you do get a little bit of like half spook, half human spook, you know. It's
I
cool.
saw down she calls herself Grim Solstice.
Ooh.
And they're always, her and her, I think it's her boyfriend, I think his name's Matt, but anyway, they're always posting crazy videos of themselves in makeup and doing crazy stuff, but they just, whatever haunted house they're associated down in, he said they're in Alabama.
Alabama.
And
Wow.
I'm like, oh, you got to be pretty
Okay.
warm during the season. I would hate that,
Oh
you
my
know.
God.
But they just had, their haunted house was open.
Oh, sure. Yeah. They open pretty early, like down where it stays warm, and they don't get like snow and weather and like.
I wonder
they
what
get
the
long
attendance
seasons.
is like, because you know when it's still warm here, nobody wants to come to a haunted house.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because we got so much other, we got the lake and we got the food festivals that go on, and I think people need to just start embracing a little more terror in their everyday lives.
All the festival seasons coming up.
Oh
so
yeah.
interesting
Hey,
stuff there.
We might have to go crash a festival or two, get our own booth.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, right.
The doctor's always welcome as long as I'm doing something for free. Otherwise,
Well, right.
not
Unless
so
we're
much.
we're out there sweating our stitches off.
I'll tell you right now, Ghoulies, forget any sort of summer Dr. Destruction appearances.
Yeah, unless it's indoors and air conditioned.
Well, I am doing the SlamCon
Yes.
Sunday,
yes.
but that's indoors and it's still relatively cool out because you don't want to see a gross sweating horror host.
No. Or a gross sweating horror hostess, or a gross sweating monster, or a gross sweating gorilla.
Yeah, the grill
Nobody.
would really be a problem, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it already kind of is.
Yeah, Bradley, you'd have to have like one of those little fans, like a.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, you get right into it now. The exciting conclusion of House on Haunted Hill on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater.
It's almost over, darling. Every detail was perfect.
What's happening?
We've done it. A perfect crime. Beautiful.
Has she killed him?
Not yet, but she will.
Get me out of this hanging harness. What's taking that girl so long? What time is it?
At first, I couldn't get Nora to want to protect herself with a gun. But after you appeared at the window, everything began to work just as we had planned. You were wonderful. Just the touch that finally drove her into complete hysteria.
It'll be worth all of our planning, darling. Where's Nora now? What's happening?
On her way to the cellar. So scared she'll shoot the first thing that moves.
And Frederick?
On his way to the cellar, too.
David, are you sure none of them will suspect us?
Of what? An hysterical girl accidentally shoots somebody? Who would suspect that we planned it that way, that we drove her to it?
What about my suicide?
But just a ghost party gag. We'll claim it was a dummy since I'm the only one who touched you.
And the caretakers?
Well, they had no idea what they were really doing.
What about Nora? She's not stupid, you know.
Darling, believe me, everything we planned is working perfectly. Nora is sure Frederick murdered you. She thinks Frederick attacked her in the cellar, not me. And now Nora's almost out of her mind with fear. The heads, the music, you're hanging. I tell you, when Frederick walks in there, she'll shoot him.
It's taking too long. David, you ought to be there.
When you hear the shot, come down to the cellar.
David? David?
everything I have, even my life. But you're not going to live to enjoy it. Come with me, murderess. Come with me. Good night, Doctor. Good night, Annabelle. The crime you two planned was indeed perfect. Only the victim is alive and the murderers are not. It's a pity you didn't know when you started your game of murder that I was playing too.
There must be some way to get in here.
It's right along here, somewhere.
Lance! I've shot Mr. Loren. He's down in the wine cellar.
Alive?
I don't think so. It's him. He's alive.
You didn't shoot anyone, my dear. I loaded your gun with blanks. I can tell you all now. Trent and my wife were planning to kill me. They failed. Trent tried to throw me in the vat. My wife stumbled and fell. I'm ready for justice to decide if I'm innocent or guilty.
Now there are 9. There'll be more, many more. They're coming for me now. And then they'll come for you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's horrifying melodrama as much as I did. Vincent Price in full bloom, William Castle on a roll.
Oh my God, yes.
Emergo, skeletons, bats of acid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maidens falling into vats of acid. Love
Maidens pushed into the
it.
acid.
If only she had come out like Divine from Female Trouble.
Oh. Divine. Imagine Divine being in a Female Trouble.
Oh, she just shined.
Did you know that Divine was supposed to be a regular on Married with Children? but he
Yes,
passed away.
that's right. That was his final role that he was offered.
But it's
before.
unclear whether or not he was
Yeah.
just going to be himself or as the divine character.
Well, he was going to play a male character, so he was going to be out of drag. Yeah.
You remember Beverly from
Yes.
from All in the
oh
Family?
my God, of course.
Okay, I
course
didn't
he
know. I
would.
thought you would be. All in the Family is like an older show, so I didn't know
Oh,
you
yeah.
saw that.
No, love Archie Bunker.
Archie Bunker, man.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Archie Bunker, boy, they sure. When that first came out, I remember a kid in 9th grade. He got in trouble because he had an All in the Family book, and the teacher saw this as something that was vulgar and offensive. You know,
Wow.
there was nothing
Oh,
on
they-
television like that.
Yeah, they definitely pushed the limits with that one.
Yeah, they did.
yeah.
And then it's funny how they turned the whole thing around by the end of the show. You know. Yeah. Oh my God, Meathead.
Freeloader.
Oh yeah. He's living in the guy's house, but he's always correcting him on everything. Yeah, that was.
And he sits in his chair.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know, Igor. You try to sit in my chair before.
Well, you know.
That was at the old place.
Trouble.
Before the move, you know.
True.
Yeah, so when they tell you you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, when
Well,
times
that's
are
true.
tough.
They weren't waiting for anything.
What's that?
So they weren't waiting for anything. They said go. They were there.
They said go.
That's
Uh-huh.
it. Knock the castle down. Done.
Dang.
Yeah.
Poor deals.
That's
poor
what happened.
deals.
But yeah, William Castle films. We'll have to get our grips on some more of them. They're always a good time, and
yes.
great for Crimson Theater.
Yes, we'll have to show the Tingler.
And really, the Emergio thing kind of is a throwback to me to like the spook shows, Dr. Silkini, the live spook shows where the monsters would come. You know, I saw Dr. Silkini at the Roosevelt Theater, and
Oh, fun.
they brought Frankenstein to life on the stage. They had this huge backdrop of a castle. It was amazing. And it was live. I was used to seeing things on film, but this was live. And
that sounds so
so
cool.
here comes Frankenstein walking off the stage into the audience. And guess what happens? They turn the lights out.
Oh.
And then you start feeling
Wicked.
you started feeling things.
Did he
rushing
glow in the dark?
around you and stuff, and it's pitch black in there. But then I remember the team at the Roosevelt, they tried to do the spook show without Zucchini because they seen how he did it, and they gave it away. They blew it.
Ah,
Yeah, it wasn't dark enough.
lame.
Yeah, but it was a cool. I still have a poster. Someone brought it to me at the pumpkin farm. It's the stock, one of them card posters like you've seen from back in the day with bands and everything. But it was for Dr. Silkini's show. And anyway, it's got that Frankenstein on it, which was this, you know, a latex mask, but it was a cool one.
Yeah. I mean, well, the effect too, if you're all there in there with him and then the lights just go, it's
Right.
terrifying, actually.
Another time at the old Roosevelt on the marquee, they had a guy in a gorilla suit. I guess there's this thing with gorilla. There's a whole Facebook page dedicated to gorilla suits.
Nice.
But we assure you, Bradley is the real thing. He's all gorilla.
Oh, natural.
Yeah, there you go. But anyway, they had a guy out there in a gorilla costume up on the marquee, and the line went around the block, around what's of the theater and around the insurance building.
Yeah.
And so you had to wait there, and then the gorilla was on the marquee
Oh, that's cool though.
for King Kong. Of course, they didn't have a Godzilla suit, but
Dang. See, there's a remarkable lack of Godzilla suits, as we have discussed.
well, except if you go to something like G-Fest, they got some deluxe ones that I've seen.
True.
Yeah, Bradley. Can you imagine Bradley going up against one of them guys at the G-Fest? There you go.
Yeah. Give him a run for his money, huh?
That's right. That's right. And William Castle took it to the bank with his his gimmicks and his schemes. And I'm not sure if these were the movie that played before a bigger film or not, because there'd be double features back then.
Yeah.
But you can just imagine the kids and the chaos of a skeleton flying over the.
Oh my God, yeah.
Anyway, well. I hope you enjoyed tonight's horrifying melodrama. We'll see you next time on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater.